Hi, everyone. Welcome to week one of your Humanities 201 course. This is the American Literature class. I'm your instructor. You can call me Mrs. LT. Many of you have probably had me for a previous course. But for those of you who haven't, welcome. So you probably received an email from me when week one started with some written instructions on how to get started in the class. And I'm going to sort of review some of that here in this video as well, because I like to have a video to welcome you to the course and kind of, show you how to get started. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what we have. So if you're watching this video, this is where you're at in the course. You're on the course homepage, and you're watching this little week one announcement video right here. And every week there will be a new announcement video where I just go over what's in store for that week. And you'll see an agenda, a little outline for the week that shows you what lessons you'll be going through, what assignments you'll have, that sort of thing. Here in week one, there is a pretty lengthy paragraph. It's usually a very short paragraph for all other weeks, mostly. But here in week one, this little paragraph gives you sort of an abridged version of some of the instructions I provided in my email. The first of which is to get started in the class, you're going to come up here to this toolbar and click on content. And that takes you into the heart of the class where all of our weekly modules are, where your lessons are, where your assignments are, all of that. You're probably going to want to jump right into week one module. But before you do that, you really should come up here to the Getting Started tab first. That's why it's called Getting Started. If you click on that, you'll have a little sub tab here, Meet Your Instructor, just a little bit about me, course overview, just a little explanation of what we'll be doing in this course, what it's all about. This one right here, attendance and weekly deadlines, a pretty important video. Most of you are probably pretty familiar with how attendance works with online courses, but if not, you definitely want to watch that video and read here the explanation for it. There will also be questions on the week one attendance quiz about this information, so another reason to give it a look. Same thing here with how to find your way around. If you have had me for another class, probably some of this will seem pretty familiar to you because I do set up my courses in a very similar fashion. It's just the material that changes. But there will be some useful information in here. And if you have never had me for a class, this is super useful because I really do. I go through Brightspace with you and show you exactly where I put things, how it's organized, how it's all set up. It's only about 20 minutes, so it's not super long, but super useful. And again, there will be questions on the week one attendance quiz from this video. All right, next item is our syllabus. Take a look at that. This is the PDF version of the syllabus. I also provide a link to it in a Word document in week one, which I'll show you here in just a moment. Your textbook instructions, this is how you get to the online textbook. And then instructions for using Google Docs. I'm not even really sure that you're going to really need that. But I always provide it for students. It's, it's just YouTube videos on, all about Google Docs. They're not my videos, just YouTube videos, but they're pretty easy instructions for how to create a Google account, how to, handle, what your Google Drive is, how to use Google Docs, how to convert Word docs to Google Docs, and then how to convert Google Docs back to Word docs. So it might not be something that you really need to use for this class, but I still put it in all of my courses because it's just nice for students to have if they're not aware of it. But again, that's everything under the Getting Started section. These two in particular, attendance and weekly deadlines and how to find your way around, are the two that you really want to make sure that you visit, especially if you've never had me for a class before. But even if you have had me for a class, this is a different course. And so there are some things that are a little different, and there will be questions from those two videos on your week one attendance quiz, which then leads us to week one. Now, when you click on week one module, the only thing you're going to see is this right here, week one attendance quiz, right? That's the only thing that's going to be listed underneath. But when you click on week 1 module, you'll see over here, you know, a little blurb, and then that same agenda that was on the week 1 announcement is here on the week 1 module tab as well. So you can find that outline, that agenda, that overview in 2 different places. But over here under week 1 module, you will only see week 1 attendance quiz to start with. So you have to take that attendance quiz first in order to have access to everything else in the week 1 module. Once you do submit it, then yours will look like this. You'll see the other subtabs appear. So underneath the week 1 attendance quiz, your first item is the syllabus review. You can see that's over here on the agenda as well. So it's just it's a video of me going through the syllabus and sort of hitting all of the highlights that you need to be aware of from day 1. There will be an assignment in week 1 here that asks you to confirm that you have looked at the syllabus and watched the video. And then we have our first lesson, which is Intro to Drama. We're starting off with drama. Watch the video, right? There is a PowerPoint that I go over in the video. You'll see the slides up on the screen. And then there is a link to the PowerPoint right here if you would like to download it for yourself. And then we have our week 1 homework assignments. Your first assignment is the syllabus acknowledgement form. And again, that's just confirming that you have looked over the syllabus and watched that video. Your next item is Journal 1. There'll be a video in those instructions that explains what you need to do for Journal 1, and then try to have that in by Sunday night. Then you have the trifles assignment. All right, and I'm actually gonna, there's a video in those instructions as well. There's actually 2 videos. Only one is of me though, and that'll make more sense once you get to that assignment. But make sure that you watch the instruction video and possibly watch the second video that's included in the instructions, and then try to have that in by Sunday night. And then week 1 discussion, try to have your first post up by Thursday night so that you have plenty of time and options to respond to 2 classmates by Sunday night. That is the official due date of the week 1 discussion, is Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. It will remain open for an extra week, but if you're posting to the week 1 discussion during week 2, it will only be at 50% credit. So really do your best to get week 1 discussion in on time so you don't lose out on those easy points, right? But that's everything for week 1, right? So remember, definitely want to kind of get started up here with the important items under the Getting Started tab. But then you're free to go ahead and jump into week 1. If you run into problems, have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. What I'm here for, and especially if you've never had me for a class before, of course, everybody takes a little bit of time to get used to things. So don't hesitate to reach out, for real. I will help however I can. Otherwise, you guys are free to go ahead and get started on week 1.